Hey guys, so before I started the video and showed you how to do this look, I just wanted to first of all say that I'm using a new camera now and I hope that you guys like it. It is a little bit higher quality and this is kind of just the everyday, or not everyday, but just the look that I'll put on when I don't really want to think about getting creative. It's just kind of my go-to look if I know that I've got something fancy that I'm gonna go to and I'm wanting to wear like a full face of makeup, then I will wear this. But this isn't something that I get up in the mornings and do every single day. I don't put on false lashes every day. I wish I did, but I'm just too lazy for that. I hope that you guys enjoy. I'm gonna put my glasses on. I did also get glasses recently. And yeah, so I hope you guys like these too. And I will see you guys in my next video. Or keep watching. Yay for voiceovers. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I'm going to go ahead and start off with my moisturizer. You guys know what my two go-tos are. They are the Garnier Moisture Renew and then the Clean and Clear Dual Action Moisturizer. So I'm going to use the Clean and Clear one today just because I feel like it. And I just kind of put that all over my skin to prep my face. I showed you guys this in my last video. I'm just going to take the MAC Paint Pot in Taylor Gray with an angled brush just to kind of fill in my brows a little bit so they're not so sparse. And I did dye them. Kind of going out of order, I'm going to grab the Bare Minerals Prime Time and just use that as a primer all over my skin. And I'm really going to make sure to massage this into my pores so that the foundation will glide over my skin and this will fill in my pores instead of the foundation magnifying the pores. So if you want a good result with a primer, just make sure that you really massage the primer into your pores instead of just laying over top. Now I'm going to grab my Anastasia brow pen, and this is in the Universal Light shade. I find that it's a bit too warm toned for me, but the Taylor Gray Paint Pot I feel like is a bit too cool toned. So it kind of mixes together and creates a neutral tone for me. I just fill in the front of my brows a little bit with it and making brow-like strokes. And now I'm just going to set that with some brow gel. This is the Calvin Klein V1 brow gel. I'm going to grab my e.l.f. eye primer, and this is just $1. And I put that all over my eyes. And then I also like to put this on my smile lines. I kind of crease a lot in that area. And then I'll also put it on the creases of my forehead where the foundation and stuff will kind of settle. So that's a good little tip. You don't have to use a specific face primer for that. I find the eye primer works a little bit better. So I'm going to grab my L'Oreal Infallible Foundation, and I'm just going to put that all over my face with my fingers. I find that I kind of get more of an even coverage when I do that. And if you see me looking to the right the whole time, or your left, it was because I was watching that 70s show. So oops. And then I go ahead and I buff that in with a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I really like to use that for my foundation. I'm going to go ahead and grab my MAC 217 and my MAC Brown Script eyeshadow, and I just put that on the outer part of my lash, or on my lid, and also the inner part, and then you'll also notice that I'm blending it in the crease just to kind of connect the two. Now I'm going to grab a MAC Tan pigment and just a random flat brush. I'm going to wet the brush down with a little bit of Smashbox primer water and apply that on the lid. And then grab the Balm Sex Pot in No Money No Honey and just kind of apply that over top of that tan pigment to add a little extra shine. And then just applying a little bit of that on the inner corners and on the inner lower lash line to brighten up the look. I'm going to grab a e.l.f. eye definer brush and a random dark shadow just to kind of define our outer corner a little bit, as well as our lower lid. Now, in order to thin out the two thick concealers that I'm using, I'm going to grab a e.l.f. Hydrating Eye Primer and then mix that in with my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye and the Wet n Wild Come Correct. And I'm just going to mix these all together so that it's a little bit thinner and it blends a little easier. And then I'm just going to put that in the areas of my face that you would highlight and blend that out with a beauty blender. I'm going to keep the bit on the back of my hand to kind of sculpt out my contour after we do that. Now, of course, we are going to bake, or we're going to cook our under eye areas and also any of the areas that we highlighted. This will just ensure that it stays on the entire day and it really absorbs any of the oils and the creamy products in the concealer so that it is able to last the entire day. Now I'm going back into Taylor Gray Paint Pot in order to contour my face. So that's always really exciting. And then I'm going to use a beauty blender to blend that out. And I actually let it set for a little bit too long, so it was a little bit more difficult to blend out. So keep that in mind. And not forgetting the nose contour. There's a lot of different videos out there. I don't really feel like I'm good enough at the nose contour in order to do a video out there, so I'm just going to link some down below that I really like that kind of informed me. And going back into that concealer to really sculpt out the contour. Okay, so I brushed out the bake, and now I'm going to just bronze my face with the Tarte Amazonian Clay Bronzer. Now I'm going to grab my Bahama Mama bronzer and my e.l.f. contour brush. It's the same thing that I used in my last video, and I'm just going to be blending it up and then kind of sculpting out the contour again with my beauty blender. And that I just used whatever leftover product was on my beauty blender to kind of clean up the edge. Now I'm going to grab my Kat Von D Shade and Light blush, and I'm going to use the color Samson and Delilah. Those are the two shades that come in it. I'm using Delilah first, which is the lighter shade, and then I'm going to use Samson after that. I'm using the highlighter in my Pixie Duo, and I just put that, you know, on my cheekbones and then nose and everywhere you put a highlighter, basically. And for the lips, I'm using Beeper by ColourPop. It's a liquid lipstick, and I'm just outlining with Beeper, and then I'm going to take the Balm liquid lipstick and just put that on the other part. The inner part, I mean. And that's in the shade Committed. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. And I was oblivious to the fact that I had a bronzer patch on the left side of my face, but I ended up blending that out, so don't worry about it. At this point, I was oblivious to it, though, and I didn't see it. And then now I'm just going to use some random mascara so that I can apply my falsies. And I'm using these falsies. I got them off Amazon for like 80 cents. It's in the design HW08, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I'm just putting on those babies.